What's up? Another day leveled up. It's your boy Salem, back with another one for you. Just here, taking a little break of this workspace, but I had to make another video for you guys because I've been realizing, just observing. I observe a lot, and I realize that modern society is being disruptive towards men dating and in relationships. Shows like Insecure, I'm sure if you guys have seen that. If you have not, it's basically just about women in LA who are, you would say, Miss Independent. They are successful, they're doing their thing, but they're acting really just like, it's just a bunch of debauchery. It's literally just women living it up and being, I hate to say it, but hoes in the show, you know? It's like, and it glorifies it. And it also shows a lot of women leading men. And it showcases men in that show as like a bunch of guys who just need to get it together. They frustrate the women. The women can never find a good guy. And it's just like, it's toxic, because then you have all these women who are single out here who are looking at men this way, like looking at themselves like they could end up being single and enjoy being single into their older years when they're 30, 40, and that's not the case. That's not real life. Like, everyone desires to be with someone eventually. Women don't truly enjoy leading. I know we have the society thinking that women enjoy it, that they want to be the bad bitch, they want to be the Cardi B, the Meg Thee Stallion, but even all of them want and desire a man and want to just chill, let the hair down. Back last summer, I went on a little trip with some friends, and I noticed something was off with my girl. That when we were going throughout our whole trip in Utah, we were going to our Airbnbs and all that, hiking, she just had like an attitude. And I was like, I don't know what's going on, but we'll figure it out. I'd ask her, she just wouldn't tell me. And not until after the trip did she tell me that she was just frustrated with having to plan everything and having to lead everything, and felt like she needed to be the leader. And I understand that, like, I wouldn't want my girl to be doing that, and I guess things could be different. It was our first trip as a group, so I thought she wanted to pretty much take care of the accommodations and all that, and sometimes you just want to let your woman do her thing. But sometimes it was a learning experience that it's better off that you take on the reins no matter what they say. And girls just want to have fun. You have to realize that. Like, you don't hear music about women bossing up, let's do that, not until recently. Like, the real feminine music is like, girls just want to have fun, put your records on, let your hair down. What is that Natasha Bedingfield song? Is it Take Me Away? The girls just want to go out, explore, live their life, you know. They're not singing put your hair up, get to work. That's not what girls are listening to in the car, unless they're real masculine, and they may go home and wonder like why they're single. Men have been in power and leading since the dawn of time. Like, you could look in any civilization, the founders of any land, all this were men. Anyone who's leading an army, a team of men, is usually another man, because when it comes down to it, men are naturally just physically stronger, and the world isn't fair. So when some women sometimes say like, why do men need to be in power and things like that, it's not that we're fighting to be in power and not that we're trying to keep you down. It's just literally how the world and God designed us. And a woman, Kevin Samuels said, might ruffle some feathers, but he said a woman could only be in power, and feminism can only exist in a first world country. And I was like, damn, that's facts. If you were in a third world country or somewhere impoverished and you're dealing with men, they don't care. There's no such thing as fairness. They're not going to sit and hear you out and talk. And you're not going to out-talk a guy who's willing to kill. And women just know naturally, even though if they live in a first world country, they just feel like innate that they want a strong man, because if it came down to it, they want someone that can defend them, and that's just natural. There's nothing wrong with that. Women could only become power in a first world country or on Game of Thrones, but you might need some dragons or some shit. But that's just what it is. I like to look at the facts. I'd say simp culture has pretty much got women into thinking that they have all the power because of OnlyFans and simps willing to pay for this and wait hand and foot on women because the media says that's what you need to do. All these movies show you that these men are outside holding boom boxes and all that. If you do that nowadays, like, a woman would think you're crazy. They won't even text you back. They'd call the cops on you if you did that these days. They don't want that. But because there's so many people, so many guys out there that do that, they believe that they're the prize, and a lot of dudes walk around like they have no value. They have to pay for everything to bring the value. Everything is seen as valuable through their money. And that has some truth to it, but a man's value comes to how valuable he is to the marketplace. If he's valuable, could someone call him up to get something done? Can he give good advice? Is he someone that you enjoy being around? It's not just strictly money. There could be low value men that have hundreds, millions of dollars and still act like simps. A lot of single women these days, and some women that are in relationships, don't realize that men don't deem a woman as valuable by her occupation and her credentials, what school she went to. We're simple, and it's literally just comes down to beauty. So when it comes down to beauty, you have to be insane to think that because you have all these degrees and occupations that a guy deems you as more of a catch, especially if you're older in age. And it's the cold hard truth. You could look at women lawyers, you could look at all these women that are in power. I've worked with a lot of women in all my jobs, my past jobs. I used to be managed by nothing but women, and a lot of them that were managers, one of them was always dating younger. She was always dating younger men and trying to figure out why these men were flaking on her and why they weren't responding and doing all this. It's just like, I hate to say, you're in your mid-30s and you're dealing with these 25-year-old dudes. They just want to get their rocks off or something, but they don't probably see you as one that they're going to settle down with eventually. And a lot of women, they spend their lives just going out and about, living this life of like carefreeness and doing all this until they're mid-30s, and then they wonder why they can't really find a good man, because these good men already found a wife who was beautiful, maybe a little bit younger, and they don't see you as a catch anymore. And it's a cold hard truth, but like, as women age, they all know that there's a ticking clock going on. As men age, we only get better. No woman is going to deny a man who has his business, his money, who has a life built for himself. Like, that's just not going to happen. You had Mick Jagger's had a kid. He's in his 70s with some ballerina or something. Like, it only gets better. That it's up to us when we decide to hang up the cleats. I respect the Miss Independent women out here. Like, I was raised by a single mother, and she did everything she could, and she did a damn good job raising my brothers and I with some help of some stepdads that we had along the way. But I still feel for my mom because she's still single, and I hate to see it. I say this because I hate to see it. It's not because I'm trying to bash anyone or anything like that. Everyone desires to be loved, and I know that a point has to come where one has to compromise and realize, like, a guy's, especially if you're trying to go after a high value male, he's not gonna get rid of his whole life, change his direction up for a girl that just came into his life, especially if she wasn't there from the start. So you have to sometimes compromise if love and a family and just a peace of mind is what you want. I used to work under and be managed by nothing but women, and I realized that I had to change myself up. You know, I had to move to another workplace where there was a little bit more male energy, because as much as I was friends with them all, with all these women, it was like I was becoming one of their friends, one of their good friends. You know, I thought I had the in, that I had all the secrets because I was hanging around all the women, but no, they're not gonna disclose all their secrets to you. You're a dude at the end of the day. Unless you're a gay guy, they're not gonna disclose the secrets and give you their cheat codes. So I realized when I started managing this restaurant and all the waitresses were mainly 80%, 90% female, I once went from being managed by females, and then I went to managing them, and I realized they just rather be led. They don't want to have to come in on a shift when their only sole purpose and goal is to make money, enjoy their shift. They don't want to have to pick up and figure out their sections. They don't want to have to tell so-and-so to do this. You have to go in there and operate it and manage it, because there'd be times where that wouldn't happen, and I'd have to hear it. I'd have to hear the poor management. And it just, working in that environment with nothing but females, it showed me that, you know, if you could do this, like, you've seen both sides of working under them and also working and managing females. There's a fine line on how to do it. You can't do them both the same. You can't be all their best friends, you know? So, like I said, all I say is, men, just focus on being valuable. Everything else that you want is just a byproduct. And females aren't your enemy. It's the media, everything that they consume. So I'd say watch what your girl's consuming, and if she's consuming Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, then watch for some arguments that may arise, because that's just what's gonna happen. But just wanted to shed some light on this. More topics on the way. Just wanted to make this for this weekend, you know. It's getting warm. Hot girl summer apparently, so you need to be out there knowing what you're dealing with. But as always, if you liked anything I said, you resonated with anything, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I'm dropping more content. And as always, just know that a belief may be comforting, but only through true experiences that become liberating. Grant yourself permission to level up. Until next time, it's your boy Salem. I'm out.